Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to start one of the most important and interesting chapter, which is called DNA. As you know, DNA and RNA as the genetic material of all the living organisms present in this earth. So now I am going to start one of the most important chapter for your this coming examinations. So right now, students, as you all of you know, DNA and RNA are called the building blocks of genetic material. As you know, DNA, which is called deoxyribonucleic acid, and RNA, which is called ribonucleic acids, are the building blocks of genetic material. As you know, DNA and RNA are your genetic material which carry the characters from your parents to their offsprings, means from your parents, means father and mother, to you, from you to your offsprings, from them to their offspring. The characters are transformed by genetic material which is called DNA and RNA. So students, right now I am starting. As you know, DNA is the genetic material in most organisms, and RNA is the genetic material in some viruses, and RNA is also called as messenger because it help in transferring messages from DNA to other organelles of the cells. So right now, students, I am going to tell one of the most vital point, which is called composition. So as you know, the composition of DNA are composed of monomers called nucleotides. So nucleotides has three components, means nucleotides is composed of three components. The three components are a nitrogenous base, a pentose sugar, and a phosphate group. So students, as you know, a nitrogenous base. So the nitrogenous bases are mainly two types. One is called purine, another is called pyrimidine. So purine, as you know, purines are adenine and guanine. Adenine and guanine are called purines, and pyrimidine are consist of cytosine, thiamine, and uracil. Uracil is only present in case of RNA. So a nitrogenous base means out of this either purine or pyrimidine. Purine means adenine or guanine. Pyrimidines means cytosine, thiamine, and uracil. And the second one is a pentose sugar. Pentose sugar means there are two type of pentose sugar. One is called ribose and another called is deoxyribose. Ribose is present in case of RNA and deoxyribose is present in case of DNA. And the third one is phosphate group. So the nucleotides has three parts, or it consists of three components. The three components are nitrogenous base, pentose sugar, and phosphate group. That means by combining these three, we will get nucleotide. That means if we combine a nitrogenous base along with a pentose sugar, we will get nucleoside. With the nucleosides are the combinations of nitrogenous base with pentose sugar. If we combine phosphate group with nitrogenous base and pentose sugar, the nucleotides are formed. If we combine a phosphate group with nucleoside means, as you know, it is combined of two things. What are the? It is a combination of nitrogenous base and pentose sugar. If we combine a phosphate group with nucleosides, the nucleotides are formed. Again I am summarizing it, means nitrogenous base plus pentose sugar, nucleosides. If we combine a phosphate group with nitrogenous base and pentose sugar, nucleotides are formed. Now, the most important chapter I am going to start, or the most interesting one, is called the structure of DNA. As you know guys, DNA is the largest macromolecule that present in the genetic material of the cell. Means DNA is the largest macromolecules that represents the genetic matter of the cell. In 1953, two scientists. Before going to that, I am just going to tell you the history of DNA structures. There are a lot of scientists comes, they propose different types of models. Different scientists propose different types of models. But the most accepted and the most worldwide scientists accept one model which is called Watson and Crick models. Means in 1953, two scientists named J.D. Watson, he is an American biologist, and F.C.H. Crick, a British psychist, both means Watson and Crick both propose a model on the basis of X-ray diffraction data of DNA by Franklin and Wickling. Franklin and Wickling, these two perform a X-ray diffraction data on DNA. Based on that X-ray diffraction data of DNA, Watson and Crick proposed a 3D model of DNA. They proposed a 3D model of DNA on the basis of diffraction data given by Franklin and Wickling. And for this 3D model of DNA, which is proposed by Watson and Crick model, and it is called as Watson and Crick model of DNA structures, and it is worldwide accepted. Means all the scientists of not only India, throughout the world, throughout the scientific world, throughout the all the science students, all the science teachers, means each and everyone following Watson and Crick model of DNA, because it gives us a clear idea about the structure of DNA. Different models given by different scientists just give some basic idea about the model, but this model is most accepted because this model actually clarify our doubts and give